Good morning. My name is Tim Goertz, and I'm going to elaborate a little bit on my idea regarding time management versus action management. At the beginning of last year, 2022, I started researching a little bit because of my work. I had quite a lot of things to do, and I felt a little bit of overwhelmed of all of the actions that I had to do. And in that period, I started researching the methods on how the most accomplished and highest functioning people were working regarding their action management. So I came across David Allen, basically, with his Getting Things Done method. And I noticed that a lot of people were focusing on time management, as in I am managing my calendar on blocking away time where I can do certain kind of things. For me, for my mindset and how I'm working and expanding with my goals, this did not work. Because, for example, I have certain actions that I have to do, and I cannot really plan into the future for my calendar. And even if I could, and if I could do that in the future for tomorrow, the day after, or whatever, then I feel a little bit trapped by my calendar. As in, my calendar says, okay, Tim, you have to do this in this period within this time, and you're not allowed to be sick or something like this, or not allowed to be lazy or sleep in or whatever you want to, if you're working with time slots to do actions. It's a very important thing. So then I started focusing myself on action management, as in there are certain actions that I should do. Yeah, with the current mindset, I've got a list of all the actions that are listed out, and those are separated in next actions, someday actions, maybe actions, and waiting for actions. This means next actions are things that I could do right now. I'm not limited by anyone else, by something else, by another task. Nothing like that. It's just write down proposal for client X, for example. Doesn't really matter what it is, but it's action driven, so it starts with a verb. And well, I'm not going to show you my list because my list is private, but it's do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, and I can do that right now. So now it's 8:42 a.m. at the moment here in the Netherlands. And when I will continue with my work, then I will just go to the next action, do, and I will just finish that list. That is something that's really helpful for me. Instead of, okay, planning in my agenda, in this hour I will do that task, in that hour I will do that task, in that hour that I will do that task. For me, that doesn't work, because sometimes my mind is not set up for a certain kind of task. Some tasks are pretty creative, some are pretty analytical, yeah. Some are mindset, some are working out, some are different kind of stuff. And depending on how I feel at the moment, I do certain kind of tasks. But I want to keep myself the freedom to fill in those blanks with the energy that I have at that moment. This also gives a great opportunity. For example, sometimes you have to call certain people, clients, parents, friends. You don't have to call them, but you want to call certain friends sometimes to catch up. And if you have that in your next action list, and for example, when you're sitting in the car, Then you're looking in that list, who are the people that I should call? And I can remember, because I'm pretty organized right now, who can I call? And I have all the information. What's my goal for that um, call? Do I want to make an appointment? Do I want to cancel an appointment? Do I just want to catch up? Do I don't know, something. So during my driving, for example, I can list off all those items. So that's quite a distinction regarding planning for your time management. As in, now I have to drive 30 minutes, and then I have to be at the meeting, and then drive 30 minutes back. You do not really plan actions to fill up. You could do that, but sometimes you just want to feel you're not in the right mindset to call. For example, sometimes you just want to listen to a certain podcast in the car, and then you have to, within your next action, which podcast is right now of my interest. So you're very goal oriented, action oriented. Um, some other issue I would like to address. Many people are talking about setting priorities, as in multiple priorities instead of a plural. I just stopped that whole word, basically, as in multiple priorities, because I have one priority right now, and that's being here with you, or with myself, basically, right now. But I do not have priorities in my actions. For example, if you have 100 actions and you state that you have 20 of them the priority of those 100, doesn't really work. You're going to do the full 100, or you're not in control. It's one of the two. So for me, it is doing the full 100, being in control of my mind, of my goals, of my actions. And when I have one priority, then it's here with you and me. So that is a little bit the distinction. And as far as I understood, the word priority, so one, it's not plural, but one level. I don't know how to say it in English. It started off 500 years ago in our languages. And then during the Industrial Revolution, somewhere along the point, the bosses said to the managers, or the managers to the employees, that they should have priorities, as in multiple, to try to focus their energy onto the right thing. Something like that. So we got introduced to priorities in our language. And that is one of the things that we are seeing right now, that we hear people say, well, that's not really in my priority list right now, or that is falling off of my priorities. This is not important right now. And for me, I think that's kind of goofy, because or you're going to pause your action, or you're going to do your action. It's one of the two. It's not this one is more important compared to that one. Maybe one has more impact for your goals, sure. But if the other one is not important and gets left behind, then just stop the action. Just cancel it somehow. Letting your colleague know, okay, sorry, but this summary is not worth my time and I do not have time for it. So I'm just going to cancel it. And it creates that every task you get into your system over your desk will either get done or gets cancelled and doesn't enter your space anymore. We have to be very careful for actions to get into our space. So that's the thing I wanted to say. Thank you very much. If anyone wants to write a comment on how they do their time management or action management, please let me know. I'm here to learn. I'm here to serve. Yeah, I hope this was useful for you. And if you require any more elaborate details, because I've only hit a quite small part of it, then please let me know, and I will make more videos in the future. Yeah, even if you don't have questions, but I will keep doing that. So enjoy.